Hi everyone, I come today with a gift. In the description box of this video, there is a link. That link will take you to a folder on Mega. In that folder is my almost complete Recordable collection. We have 35 VHS tapes and 4 DVDs. Feel free to do whatever you want with them. Put them on YouTube, cut them up and put them on DVD, put them on archive. Do whatever you want with them. This is my gift to you. Okay, stuck around, so I guess you're interested in some backstory. So this is something I've been wanting to do for about 6 months. Up until this point, only the first 15 VHS tapes and a handful of DVDs have been available to download, and you know, I just figured 2024 was going to be the year for this. And you know, I started doing this, well, I attempted to do this with my old capture cable. It's the one I've been using since 2017 when Recordable Fridays started. I plug it in, I set up my old capture software, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't register the cable. So at this point, I test it in both laptops I have. It doesn't work, so I think the thing has bit the dust. And it lived a good life. So I bought a second capture cable. It worked, but there were some audio sync issues. It was a nightmare to figure that out. So I bought a third cable, and this one worked. This one did the job really nicely. I spent about a week figuring out all the bugs, and eventually, I think just before Christmas, I figured everything out. And so, for context, what we have is 35 VHS tapes, including the main 15, and basically almost everything I've shown in Recordable Fridays, and a few things that actually weren't featured. I was looking through a tape belonging to my mother. It was Blazing Saddles and ITV Sports from 1990. There were actually some ads there, but you know, at this point, I think I'm good. If you download the tape in question, you can do what you want with it there. I should mention there were two things I didn't actually capture: the Tom and Jerry tape, Tom and Jerry the movie, and Tweety Sci-Flying Adventure. I used that as a guinea pig to test the new cables, and there was a bit of video damage in the Tweety Sci-Flying Adventure section. It was on a commercial I loved as well, of course it was. So I didn't recapture that. And the Nick Jr. Party, I discovered this when I did Farewell Thomas. That tape doesn't run well anymore. So yeah, those are both carried over from the last collection when it was just the first 15 tapes. But everything else has been run through my new capture cable through OBS at the correct resolution. It looks better than it ever has. You know, actually, that was something I noticed when I was doing the first couple of tapes. The quality when I worked out the bugs was embarrassing. It was embarrassing looking at how it used to be. So you may have noticed that I'm reposting a couple of older videos. I've re-edited them with the new footage I have, and oh, it looks better than it looks so much better. I mean, look at Pinocchio. I thought that was all deteriorated footage. It turns out there's just a tracking problem. Right, so Tom and Jerry the movie and the Nick Jr. Party, they're carried over. There were a few other ones. There was a VHS tape of soaps from UK Gold. I think that was one of the last ones I posted. I tried to capture that. The VCR chewed up the tape, and when I tried to retrieve it, it snapped the tape in half. And I should also mention I tried to repair the tape in question, But honestly, VHS repair work is the most infuriating thing in the world. When I got to, I captured all the tapes in order. But when I got to the Nick Jr. party, I realised there was actually some footage at the end. It was of some Sky Movies thing my mother recorded that I taped over. I needed to get footage of that, but the tape lid was broken. So I had to disassemble a blank tape and take the lid off of that and put that on the Nick Jr. tape. And it is the most infuriating thing if you ever have to repair a VHS tape. You got to disassemble the entire thing. You got to make sure the tape reels and all the components stay inside, and that gets incredibly fiddly. You would never know until you try it. It is the most infuriating thing in the world, and there's a part of me that is thankful the format died, because it is the worst thing in the world. So I lost that tape, but it's one thing, and I'm not losing sleep over it. And then there was a DVD. It was from Watch, Real Living, and it was basically stuff from October 2009. I just couldn't find the DVD for that, so I searched my entire collection of recordable discs, and I just couldn't find it. So apart from those two things and the two recordings that were carried over, everything else is brand new. And also, this includes the faulty Nick Jr. Thomas and Friends DVD I did a couple of videos on a few months ago. That's also included. And yeah, actually, an update now. This actually goes back to when I started capturing the footage. My VCR started dying on me. You know, I was testing everything out. It was all fine. And then when I actually started getting the footage I needed, the VCR had a few issues actually showing the footage on the TV and in OBS. So I think the head drum is starting to fail on the machine. So I had to disassemble the machine and give it a deep clean. This machine's from 1999, and I don't think it's ever been cleaned before. There was dust and grime everywhere, and I thought that would work, but even then, every now and then, it would start to lose signal, and it would have trouble reading the tapes, and it was a nightmare. So I bought a couple of cleaning tapes, and if you were around in the 80s and 90s, you would know what they're like. You put some liquid inside a custom VHS tape, you put it in the VCR, you let it run for 30 seconds and then take it out. I tried that with and without liquid. It actually made it worse. I lost complete signal at that point. So eventually I figured I'd have to bite the bullet and just get a new VCR. What I have now, it's a Panasonic NVHD 640. It's a lot more advanced. It seems a lot more advanced than what I was using before. The weird thing is, it has this feature where you get a perfect still frame if you pause. You can rewind 30 seconds specifically, but it doesn't have any jig button on the remote. Well, at this point, you can't get too picky. So yeah, I did all the VHS captures on the old VCR, cleaning the head drum as often as I needed to. Anytime there was the slightest hint of quality issue, the slightest hint of, basically, if there was any potential hint of the VCR losing the ability to show visual quality, I deep cleaned the video head drum, and yeah, I did what I could. It's basically keeping it on life support. So yeah, I have a new VCR. I've captured everything I can. I do not recommend using cleaning tapes. I learned that the hard way. It didn't damage the drum, at least, but it did not fix it. It's like trying to clean a house window with sandpaper. It doesn't end well. So yeah, there's a backstory. I doubt I'm going to find anything more for Recordable Fridays, so feel free to take whatever is in that folder and do whatever you want with it. This is my final gift to you.